Hey everybody, it's Ron from Ron Cichlids. Today we're going to be giving you an update on the facility. For any of you that haven't seen the previous videos, we have built a third and fourth facility here at another piece of property. We cannot make enough fish for you guys, and we appreciate every one of you, all your support and years of loyalty with us. As you may or may not know, we raise all of these fish ourselves here in our facilities in South Carolina. We do not import any fish. We don't bring them in from other countries. Nothing from Asia, nothing from overseas. These are all domestically bred here in the beautiful low country of South Carolina. So we built this facility a couple months ago. It's been spray foamed. It's not a high priority for us right now because it's summertime, it's hot, we still have the business to run, family vacations, all this other things. So we've been nipping away at it slowly. It's been a little while since we posted a video. We've been waiting on the electrical. We have a 400 amp service in this facility. You know, most homes and businesses, small businesses are like 200 amp. So we live in a very rural, small country type setting. So it's been difficult getting the components needed to finish this. So the power company, Palmetto Electric, shout out to them. They got out here right away. They've got the transformer, everything's ready. My electrician's got the panels and stuff up. We're just waiting now on the wire. We got a lot of no-see-ums and gnats this morning. That's why you keep seeing me wiping my face. We're waiting on wire. That's the next step. And then we'll be done with electrical and we can start doing more inside the facility. I'm going to be going inside to show you our progress. And it's going to be a little darker in there than we would like, but there is no electricity. There's no lighting yet. So yesterday was an exciting day. We received a 53-foot tractor trailer. It actually came in from one side of our property and parked right here. And it was full of tanks from Glass Cages. So I am sporting the Glass Cages tie-dye shirt today. Shout out to Joe at glasscages.com. These guys make a lot of tanks. I don't know anybody importing that much glass for fish tanks in the US. Honestly, if you haven't heard of them by now, I don't know where where you've been, but Glass Cages is the one who makes all the tanks for us from 40 gallons and bigger. We just received a full 53-foot trailer stacked to the brim of 75s and 40 gallons, all drilled. There was 178 tanks in there total. We split them up between both of the buildings because we're building out this project in stages. So I'm going to bring you inside the main facility, kind of show you some updates, going to show you some of the tanks. The other tanks are, like I said, in the other facility. We don't need to touch them for a while, so we're not even going to really unpack them. We're just going to inspect them, make sure they're all good, and then we're going to move on to starting our projects here. Hopefully in a couple weeks we'll have electricity. We can start putting some lights in here and then get the AC up and running, the AC units, so it's not so ridiculously hot. We've been upwards of 98 to 99 degrees. I know a lot of you that are going to be watching this video are in states that are much hotter than we are. So for us, we got to have AC running in there, or this is going to be a it's going to be a miserable process. So I'm going to bring you inside the facility and show you the updates. As I said, it's going to be a little dark. So we've kind of got it rough set right now. We're going to be doing 750 gallon ponds along each wall. So that 80-foot wall and then that 80-foot wall. This is a 50 by 80 building, 4,000 square feet. So these are, you may have seen in some of our other videos, these are 8 feet by 7 feet by about 30 inches deep. And then we're gonna have these stands. We just started building them to test fit them. We're gonna have these stands that sit right above we call them vats. And then that will hold 2 75-gallon tanks. So the building's been all spray foamed since the last video. Here's some of the tanks that arrived yesterday. That's a pallet of 75s. There's 6 of them there, 6 of them there. This is a pallet of 75s with 2 40 gallons on top. We love the 40-gallon breeders. These, we had them build them a little bit taller, so they are a true 40 gallons. Glass Cages does an amazing job. They drill the holes in all the tanks for us as well. So there's a small point, it's probably half of the tanks, I would say. We've got 3 rows of tanks right here. And again, excuse the darkness, but there is no lighting in here at all. So there's 3 rows here. That's one of the 5-ton HVACs. There's the other 5-ton HVAC. We're gonna run 2 5-ton heat pump HVACs in here with ducts all down through the center. This is our 200 amp panel on the inside. We also have a 200 amp panel on the outside, so we can split electrical for inside and outside. So blowers, condensers, well pumps, all that stuff will be outside. Inside will be air handlers and pumps and fans and dehumidifiers and everything else we need. So the first project is just gonna be getting these ponds set up. The reason for these ponds, these vats, there's not a whole lot of big predator hat breeding in the States anymore because it's very difficult. The males are very brutal on the females. So Buccochromis and Champs and so many of the big predator haps, the males are very brutal on the females. And this is the reason why you don't see very many of them for sale unless they're imported. Some farms in Florida have the space to do this, but the private breeder just doesn't have the amount of tank space needed for these large predator haps. And slowly, you're just not seeing them as much in the hobby, and the price of them has gone up because of that. So we breed a lot of big predator haps. It's just, we lose a lot of females because the males are rough on them. So you got to give them space. So for us, we decided to utilize these ponds. At the end of the day, the amount of gallons that we anticipated for this facility and what we'll actually have is a little different. We're not looking for gallons. We need more space for grow outs and breeders for predator haps. We have gotten to the point again, this is the story of our lives, where we run out of space. I think anybody in our line of work that is a private breeder type entity feels our pain. The reality is let's say you've got 10 species that you're breeding. Well, for those 10 species, you need 10 tanks for the breeders. You need 10 tanks for future breeders. You need probably 40 or 50 more tanks for you probably need 2 to 4 tanks per species additional just for growing out fry. And then at some point, they're big enough, then you want to put them in a larger tank because the bigger the tank, more water volume they have, typically they grow faster. So you need that space. Well, a lot of people don't have that space. So unless you have a facility or you live, let's say in Florida or one of the southern states where, seasonally you can get away with maybe 9 months, 10 months out of the year of warm temperatures, then you can grow them outside. Well, then great. For most people, it's seasonal. You can only maybe grow fish outside. So, the IBC totes or whatever. But during the winter, all of these fish have to be inside for most states. So for us, we needed more space yet again. So those of you have followed us for many years, 4 years ago, we built, when COVID was first announced, it was coronavirus back then, we built our first facility. It was a 1,500 square foot facility, and in no time we had filled it up. We built on an addition, then within a year we built on another addition, and then within 6 months or so we built another facility. So literally in the last 3 years we've built 4 facilities, so to speak, and we still keep running out of space. So we built this facility, we built the storage unit. I'm going to show you the storage shed. The storage shed is a 25 by 50. We keep all of our storage boxes and now extra glass tanks and some of my personal items where I can keep them under lock and key, but keep them out of my yard. So we are going to focus on this facility growing fish. We plan on having 18 of these 750 gallon totes. There's going to be, I'm going to switch over and show you. There's going to be a double row right here of IBC totes with 75 gallons on top. You guys should know what that looks like from all of our other videos. A lot of people have duplicated that setup that we do. We run 2 IBC totes, parallel, and then we put stands on top of them, and then we put 75 gallons on top of them. So there's going to be a double row here, a double row here, a single row here, and then there's going to be a whole row from the front of the building basically to the back of those 40-gallon tanks. Those will be for the breeders. When any of these predator haps, when they have babies, we're probably going to take them, put them in the little containers for about 3-4 weeks, and then I think we're going to move them straight to the 40-gallon. All of this facility has got its own well. Most of you already know that. We got to do a little work to the building, but when we bought this property, it came with a well house. So the well house is there. It's got a brand new well in there, 1.5 horsepower, and that well is going to keep up with all the water needs that we're ever going to require. This spot over here is for the future facility. We know in a couple years that we'll probably need to build another one of these facilities. Storage units over there. I'm going to bring you over there in a minute. All the gutters are done. All the pipes are down underground, so rainwater will come off of the building. This is an 80-foot building with seamless gutters, so there's a lot of water that comes off this building. Hunter has spent quite a bit of time over here with the tractor. This is clay dirt, so it's gotten very, very hard. Hunter has spent a lot of time getting the drain set up. This isn't glued yet because they got to dig a trench over there all the way through and then all the way over to the power pole and then bury the wire. So right here, both gutters are coming out here to a double pipe. Eventually this will be underground and all of the rainwater will go into this side of the pond. And then we're gonna, on the inside of the building, all of the water that leaves the facility, from the fish tanks, because all the tanks are gonna be getting probably 100 to 200% new water a day. All that water will be coming out this corner and then will be going out into this corner of the pond. So this is gonna be our big fish pond. Water is always muddy because it's 10 feet deep. We've been getting a bunch of rain last few days, but once we start pumping all this water out of the facility into here, it should all push out to that corner and then it should get all cleared up. So we're looking forward to having this going. We've already put fish in here. We have fish that are like culls, fish that we don't want to sell, extra females of species that nobody wants, or species that we're the only ones that breed them. So we've put them in the pond. We've got turtles in there. Any of you that have watched the videos from our homestead facility know that I've got a beautiful cichlid pond with koi in it and quite a few other species of fish. So we've got koi, we got comets, we've got other goldfish, we got probably 1,000 cichlids in that tank. So I'm going to switch over. So there's the power pole. Up here, where we're at for Palmetto, this line is going to be buried. So 250-foot run, and it connects there. They came out really quickly and got us hooked up with a 400 amp service. We needed a little bit more power for all the products that, the equipment that will be running in the facility. This is the 25 by 50. We call it the storage unit. We did not spray foam it. We've got a whole bunch of extra IBC totes saved over here. I was actually hoping to put a garden over here this year, but the weather's been really, really weird this year. It's either been really, really wet or really, really dry. All right, here's the other building, 25 by 50. We keep all of our boxes in here. So cardboard. This is for all the shipping boxes that we ship our fish in. Literally wall to wall fish tanks. I keep one of my boats here. And then this whole wall is 75 gallons and 40 gallons. And then you get to the back and you can't really see it because of the depth perception, but there is 2 double rows of tanks behind here. It's probably the same amount of tanks as I showed you over there. And then we've just got styrofoam stacked on there. We're not going to need these tanks for quite some time. But yeah, we keep seasonal items in here. The log splitters in here. Some of our hunting stuff is in here. Keeps it out of my yard at the homestead. At my main property, we live on 3 acres. We call it the homestead, and it can get cluttered with all the business stuff. So that's the one thing that I've looked forward to, having this property that we purchased for the business is 11 acres. So we have lots of room to expand for future generations. When Hunter runs the business fully, maybe even my grandkids, we'll have plenty of room for expansion and storage of stuff. But I'm going to wrap it up. Appreciate every one of you guys. Your support means the world to us. Shout out to Joe at glasscages.com. If anybody needs a tank, any size, give Joe a call. One of the nicest people you're going to meet, no matter, I don't know if he ever gets mad. You know, he's a business owner like I am, and no matter what, he's always been friendly, he's been helpful, he's been fair, and has worked with us for years now on what we want, pricing, schedules, delivery. And he's one of the business owners. It's a dying breed, you know, have businesses like ours where the owner talks to you. You know, usually you have to talk to somebody else, but this is something I pride myself on. And anybody watching this video that's interacted with us knows how responsive and helpful we are here at Ron Cichlids, Hunter and myself. I don't want that to be anything other than that. These days, there's just not a lot of people being able to have that free time to dedicate to talk to customers. I know ordering online can be confusing, or you've never ordered online before, so you might be scared, or you might be skeptical, or you might have questions. And we're here for that. A lot of big businesses can't do that. They don't answer the phone. You just got to go online and order. We're not like that. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions, concerns, custom orders, anything that you need. Again, thank you all for your support. Hope you enjoy the video, and stay tuned. We should be having electricity in a few weeks, and then after that, I've got an out-of-country trip, and when I get back from that, it's going to be full steam ahead, probably end of July, and we are going to really start cranking out whenever we have free time. Free time is hard. Hunter has moved into his new house that he bought a couple months ago, and so Hunter comes to work, goes home. So Hunter and Ronnie, both of my sons that run the business with me, they come in, they punch the clock, so to speak, and then they go home. So outside of that, we don't have the free time that we used to. So we're going to chip away at this, and probably going to be another 6 to 8 months before it's potentially fully done. But stay tuned. Here in the next month, we'll probably have some significant updates. And again, we appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for your support.